In this section, let's look into setting up Cypress on your machine, whether it's Windows or Mac. We have provided instructions for both Windows and we have instruction for Mac as well. Okay, so I have a Mac, so I'm going to do all this, on a Mac machine. You can follow this document in the resource section. Since I have Mac, I'm going to follow these instructions for Mac, but I've given you detailed steps what to do for Windows, how to install this on Windows. So please follow these instructions and install Cypress. Now I'm going to show you how to install that on Mac. Okay. So this is in your resource section. You can always download it and refer to it. Before installing Cypress, there are a few prerequisites that you need to have in place before you start. Okay, first one is Node.js, and then you need a code editor. So Node.js is JavaScript runtime. That means once you write your code, you need some kind of engine or some kind of tool that has to run your script. Cypress, it is a package that comes with the Node.js. Okay, NPM is Node Package Manager, that's part of Node.js, and Cypress is a package that is distributed using NPM. That's why you need Node.js to install Cypress package. So Node.js is nothing but a runtime, and it's JavaScript based. So Node.js allows you to install Cypress and manage all its dependencies. Okay, and that's why you need this. Any dependencies that you need for Cypress, you can use Node.js to download them and manage them. And not only that, Cypress gives you a user interface to run, but also Node.js allows you and enables you to run Cypress commands in the terminal also. Okay, you can directly run them in terminal also. You don't need an interface. You can run them directly in the terminal. Now, another thing that you need is Visual Studio Code or VS Code. And it offers a nice user interface to kind of highlight your syntax and helps you debug and things like that. And we're going to look at this in a bit. But Node.js is an engine or a runtime, service that runs your code. So you need two things. As a prerequisite. Your first thing is Node.js, and the second one is the code editor or VS Code. You can use it. So Node.js is a must, and code editor you can use any, but we recommend Visual Studio or VS Code. So let's install those. Okay, here are the instructions for installing on Windows. Please follow them. And I'm going to show you how to do that on Mac. All right. So for Mac, you need something called Homebrew. Okay. So Homebrew is nothing but a package manager for Mac. In order for you to get this Node.js package on your system, any kind of modules that you want to install, Homebrew is how you install them on your Mac machine. Okay. This is not just for Cypress or Node or anything. This is for pretty much anything that you want to install through your terminal. Right? This is how you do it using Homebrew. Okay. First, you need to get that Homebrew. This is how you can get it. And this is a Git. Right? We talked about Git quite a bit in this course. This is where the installation script is located. And here curl command, we looked at this also. Curl fetches that resource and then it's going to execute. So bash is a shell script. So it's executing whatever, this shell script, the resource first is getting that resource. Okay. Here in this command, curl is fetching that resource via the web. And then this bash, it's running that shell script using /bin bash. This is how you run your bash script. Okay. So don't worry about this. Just copy paste it for now. All right. So here's my terminal. You can go and open your terminal. You can do this, right? You can open the terminal like this. Just type in and open the terminal. Okay. So this is how I open my terminal. And I'm going to fetch Homebrew. First, let me see if I have Brew installed. Okay, so Brew is not installed on my Mac yet, okay, which is good. So we can start from the scratch. So let me copy this and let me go back to my terminal. I'm gonna zoom in a little so that you can see that. And let me paste it and hit enter. Let's see what is the issue. Why is it saying no URL specified? Oh, there might be when I copy pasted it. So there might be a new line. So let me fix that. Yeah, there you go. There was a new line. If you see that, there was a new line. This is also great. I'm helping you debug if you run into issues. So make sure there are no new lines in your statement or in your command. So it has to be one complete command in one line. All right. Let's hit enter. Okay. So it's requesting for my password, my sudo password. Sudo password is nothing but the super user password. Okay, so hit enter. So follow the instructions. So follow the instructions like that, and it's installing everything for me. Homebrew is installing. All right, so it's completed. Let's see now. So you see when I did brew minus minus help, it gave me the information, how to use it, the usage information, right? So that means brew is installed on my computer. So what's the next step? So I'm going to fix this in your resource, but when you see that, you shouldn't have a new line. But for some reason, if you have some copy paste issues, just make sure that it's one complete sentence and not, there's no broken lines or new lines introduced. Now that we have brew is a way to get all the packages on your Mac. So next is we need Node.js, right? So we need to install Node.js, and this is the command brew install node. Let me copy that. Let me clear this so that we start from clean. Okay, all right. So now we need to install. Now we need to install Node. Okay, all right. Hit enter. It's downloading Node. It's still downloading, so let's give it some time to finish. All right, it's finished installing Node. Now let's see. Now let's see Node minus minus help. Yes, it's installed. And if you want to see the version, you can do something like this. So Node minus minus version, it's version 22.7.0. That's the version, Node version that I have. Okay. All right. So what's the next step? So we installed brew, we installed homebrew, we installed Node, and we checked this also. We checked what the version number is for Node. All right, now let's move on. And, on Mac, you can follow creating this project folder, and then you can cd into the project folder. And this is how you initialize your NPM. And now on Mac, we finished till this step. Now we're going to go ahead and create a folder or a directory. All right, now I'm going to go to my directory where I want to run Cypress. So currently I'm in the main directory. Okay, so I have a directory called tutorials. I'm going to go there, cd into that, and then I'm going to create a new directory for Cypress. All right, I'm going to and now I'm going to cd into my Cypress tutorial. All right, so this is a brand new directory. Let me clear this. So I'm in this directory, and you can create your own wherever you want to execute this and create these scripts. You can go to that and then you can, cd into that directory. All right. Now we finished this step. Okay, we open the terminal and we cd it into our path. Now we have to initialize our Node.js project in our terminal. Okay, so what it does is when you execute this command, npm init -y is going to create a package.json file in your project folder. And this is an important folder for managing your packages. All right, for npm. This is nothing to do with Cypress yet, by the way. This is all about Node.js stuff. And npm is the package manager, Node package manager. Package.json is a file that is created where you can manage all the packages, their versions, and things like that. Okay, so we're going to look at that in a bit, but just know that this is the next step. Let's do npm init -y. npm init -y. Right? Let's do npm init -y like that, and hit enter. Okay, there you go. npm init -y. It created a package.json file like that. Okay, and this is what you have. All right, and it's saved here under this directory, and that's here. So if you do ls, you can see this package.json. Okay, now what's the next step? We have to install Cypress, right? Till now, what we have done is we just set up Node.js. We have not installed Cypress yet. So now we have to install Cypress, and this is how you install Cypress. And for Windows, okay, after you run this command in PowerShell, you need to run this command. All right, then this is going to create the package.json. We finished that on Mac, but on Windows, you need to do this. And then to open Cypress, you need to run this command from your PowerShell. Okay, very simple from here on. And for Mac, let's install Cypress using npm command and install. So this is going to npm install is the command that you use to install your packages. Now here we are interested in installing Cypress. So npm install Cypress. What this command does is that it installs Cypress and it's going to add all the project dependencies, and especially it's going to establish your project for you. Okay, it's going to create all the directories and subdirectories and dependencies that you need in order for you to run Cypress tests. Okay, so let's execute this command. Okay, npm install Cypress -save -dev. Okay, it's installing for me. Okay, let it finish installing. It's installing all the dependencies and everything. Okay, it added 173 packages. That's it. It finished installing Cypress. Now, let's open Cypress. Okay, so first time when you're opening Cypress, you can run this command. Okay, so if you don't have Cypress open yet, you need to run that command. Let's run npx cypress open. Let's hit enter. And see, saying looks like it's your first time using Cypress. And see, it has opened Cypress for me. So launching Cypress for the first time. Okay, so we did this. So this is Cypress Runner. What is Cypress Runner? Cypress Runner is a GUI or a graphical user interface. Okay, and you can use this to interact with your tests in real time. So when you run a test, Cypress opens a browser and it displays each of the tests, in this panel, allowing you to see exactly what happens at every stage of your test. Okay, so let's continue here. And first time when you open this, right, you'll see the test runner window like this. So since we are doing the end-to-end testing or system testing, we are not developers trying to do individual unit testing or component testing. Let's click on end-to-end tests. Okay. And so when you clicked on that, it automatically created these files for us. Okay, all the configuration files they added to our project. So if you want to see, you can go to the terminal and see here, when we type that, it gives us nice, it opened the GUI for us and it's listening, right? This service is still happening. Don't exit out of this because it's going to close the interface. So what you can do is you can open another terminal like this. And we are in Cypress tutorials. So if you see, we only had package.json when we first set up our node, right? Now we have all these packages. You can do ls, like that to see all the files in your directory. Okay. So when we picked end-to-end tests in Cypress GUI just now, it created all these configuration files for us. Okay, this is done by npm, but it created these two for us. So this is the directory. D means directory. All right. So let me zoom in a little bit. So when we clicked on end-to-end tests here in the GUI, so it created these two for us. It created a Cypress directory and it created this Cypress configuration file like that in our main directory. All right. So let's go to Cypress directory and see what files we have. So it has these two, right? So you can do ls -al. So essentially it created two directories like this. All right. Now let's go back to our interface. Okay, this is the interface, Cypress interface, end-to-end testing. Now we have seen that it automatically created this file in support e2e.js, right? You can go to support and you can see here. So it had created this e2e.js. Okay. And some other files like this. Okay. So now, let's click continue. All right. So it's asking what browser we want to pick. All right. So by default, it's selected Chrome, and that's good enough for now. I'm going to start end-to-end testing in Chrome. Okay. There you go. So you can click on this example specs and then you can see how you can run your tests, how to write and run your tests. So let's pick that. Okay. And this has created some files for us in our project. Okay. These are all example scripts that you can use. All right. And it created under this directory. All right. Now, all right. Now, here, it has created all these for us. When we clicked on that option to create example files for us, it has created all this. All right. Now, these are all examples. Okay. This is advanced example. All right. That's how you set up Cypress. Okay. And please follow that instructions manual in your resource section to set it up either on Windows or Mac, depending on what machine you have. And we provided both instructions. Okay. In the next section, we're going to look at how to write test scripts.